Morning guys, let's have another quick look at the market. I'll go through everything today actually because there's quite a lot of opportunities, but certainly feels like we're treading on eggshells with Bitcoin just for now. We're entering the third day of sideways consolidation, so I'm on high alert for a move. It could really go in either direction for now, but what is going to happen is going to happen pretty soon, so we just need to be careful and be prepared. It's kept me out of a few altcoin trades, just because if there is a sharp move, the alts will bleed in either direction. So it's been a lot of good opportunities with the alts, but that can come undone very quickly depending on Bitcoin. So not really too much to report on the daily. We haven't got strong support or resistance in current price zone or area, so from here we can quite easily go higher. We'll come back and retest 8,400 area, so a quick dump and retest of 8,400 area could provide some fuel and liquidity for a next move up, much like this candle here, a large fast wick, just to wipe out some stops and then push for one last go at it. But the last couple of days we had a doji yesterday, deceleration after a strong bullish momentum, strong bullish move. Today's candle is about to close in approximately an hour, and much the same. There's a little bit of selling pressure there that got rejected. A little bit of a wick, a little bit of a push to the downside, but got rejected. So we're certainly in no man's land at the moment. It's hard to say whether we're going up or down, but a move is imminent, that's for sure. We just need to be prepared. Let's have a look at the lower time frames. I won't worry about the 4 hour, but there's not really much here. As I just mentioned, are we going to get a BART? Are we going to get a wick down? Are we going to get a pump? Could quite easily get a move like this, as I just mentioned on the daily. This will wipe out some stops, some liquidations, and provide fuel and momentum to head higher, but it's yet to be seen whether that will happen. If we get a break up about here, about 8,800, a clear break out of this congestion area, I would think that we're likely to see low to mid nines. 10,000 is a number that gets thrown around a little bit. Everyone's expecting that. It's nice romantic four figure there, but you never know. I certainly won't be stacking up longs all the way to 10,000. If we break here, I'm happy to enter a long, but I'll be trailing with a pretty tight stop loss. So that's Bitcoin just for now, but my eyes are solely on Ethereum. I'm currently in an Ethereum trade, and price action is much the same as Bitcoin. Not too much to report, but we're at a resistance level now. Zoom out a little bit. We're at a resistance level now, so if we can pop this, a move to 300 is more than likely, and I suspect, looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin charts, Ethereum could still outperform Bitcoin just in the short term. This here is key support resistance. We've broken that, we've retested that now. That there is a nice inside bar. For those that don't know, an inside bar can be a reversal candle formation, so we could possibly quite easily move up from here. That would mean that Ethereum would outperform Bitcoin, and to do that, it would coincide with a break of about 275-ish area. So Ethereum could be in for a good move. I'm not getting too excited though, because it's much the same here, just sideways consolidation. There's no pennant, there's no flag. It is somewhat of a channel, but I'm not trading it. If we break the previous low at 265 here, it could be a sharp move down. So shortly, once I've finished this video, we'll look at moving our stop a little bit, just to protect us. But we've had a couple of goes at breaking 275 here, long wick here, and we got rejected. So there's certainly sellers floating around, possibly in line with this previous high at 280. So break above 280, 275 is my number, but 280 is a clear under 300. Ethereum looks pretty good still. Certainly not ready to short it, still too bullish, but just on high alert like Bitcoin. Breaks that level, it could fall away fast. Bitcoin Cash, not much to see and talk about here. It's ugly. just sideways movement for many days. It's not like Ethereum and Bitcoin where it's gone sideways for 3 days. This one's gone sideways for a week. Underneath support and resistance, which is nice. So the upside's been capped for now. So if Bitcoin and Ethereum sell off hard, Bitcoin Cash will go with it. So there's a chance we can catch it once it breaks out of this consolidation area on the daily. But just for now, if you have a look at the 4 hour here, that's just ugly. Like this, let's just move along, really, to be honest. Litecoin still looks really strong on the daily. Not much clear support and resistance back here. A little bit here in this zone. But this resistance here we've broken. We may now retest and continue higher, but that's a very overextended daily run. RSI's well overbought. And we'll have a look at Jack's trade here. He's got his target perfectly. Here's the daily 50. So our target is just on the daily 50. So we haven't really decelerated too much. Today's going to finish as a doji. So our upside for the short term might be capped. We did get a wick that crossed our profit target. I don't think we had a targets placed, sell targets placed just yet. They're now been set, which we are hovering around, so we should be able to claim some profit hopefully on this trade. It's been a great trade. Well done, Jack. EOS, let's start with EOS daily. This here is a trade that's got huge potential and I want to trade it, but what's kept me out so far is Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin moves higher or lower fast, it could impact all the alts severely. But as you can see here, broken key support, broken back up, retested support and the EMAs, and now we've got bullish momentum. So I expect this to continue, but I would like a pullback on the US pairing first. Very bullish, looks really good, and there's a lot of upside yet to go for EOS. As I mentioned, I'm not prepared to trade it just yet. I've got one or two members that did trade it. They got in low here in this consolidation accumulation zone, which is great. We're hitting some pretty strong resistance now, so rejection here, 1, 2, 3, not quite 4, break, retest, retest. So this level here is extremely strong, which we're hitting now. A break above this, a retest, and if we break these highs here, we're looking at a very strong move on EOS. So we haven't missed anything on EOS. Like we can see, let's go down to the lower time frames. Lower time frames, you can see, oh, there's a massive opportunity there. We've missed it. Fuck, what do we do now? If you look at the higher time frames, there's still plenty of room to move with EOS. I want to see a pullback and a next run up. I'd like this to go higher first and a pullback to reject this level here. We've crossed it now, but we could easily have a fake out and fall back lower depending on what Bitcoin does. But I'd like a break, retest, and then go with it. Chase these highs and possibly beyond. So EOS is well up on my radar, but I'm waiting on Bitcoin. It's looking really good. It's an overextended run. Instead of a pullback, it's consolidating, so we could get another leg up if Bitcoin goes sideways. Looks really good. Ripple. So EOS and Ripple on the US pair look really good. Let's have a look at, that's not the daily. Here's the daily here. Look at this pancake. Support line here. Rejection, break. Broken back in. Support, 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 support all along here. And now it's broken back above this resistance level here. Multiple touches here. Fake out here. Break, retest. So this is strong horizontal support and resistance that we've just broken. I'd like just to see this just to pull back or go a bit higher and pull back, and then the EMAs get a chance to meet this resistance, now support level here. So pull up, meet the horizontal support along with the EMAs at the same time. The Ripple US pair looks really strong and there's a lot of upside. There's going to be some resistance levels around here, but beyond that, this thing could really move. on the US pairing. So then the US pairing will generally move first, and then after that we'll have a look at the Bitcoin pair. So during Bitcoin's bullish run, Ripple's just faded and died. So if Bitcoin starts selling off after its parabolic move, we could see an opposite correlation here where money flows to Ripple. So we'll be prepared for that, we'll be ready. There's a pretty good resistance level here and the daily 50 MA. So if the USD pair moves and the Bitcoin pair breaks the daily 50 and this level, break and retest, off we go. We can possibly look at entries sooner than that, but this previous high here is a very reasonable target. EOS and Ripple look really good. ADA, start with the US pair as well. Look at this accumulation. EOS, Ripple and ADA. Now we're at some resistance right now and it's looking strong. This is the daily. We're having a decent crack with momentum at this resistance level. If this breaks, we're already in a ADA BTC trade, which has got a little bit of momentum behind us, but if we break this level followed by this level, ADA is going to move pretty strong and the Bitcoin pair will move not far behind it. So we've got all-time lows on the USD pair. We've now got a trend change. First higher low, break and retest of the EMAs, and now if we can just trade this and follow this EMA, this 200 EMA as far as it goes, it's going to be a good trade. So look at the Bitcoin pair. Much the same. Accumulation zone. Had a nice pump, we've dropped all the way back down, so we've found our support here. We're hitting resistance shortly on ADA. This is where our current target is for our trade, right here, but I'm going to give it a chance to break. If we can break this resistance level, turn it into support, we can then just target this next level here. And this run here, fib level is pretty long, so we've got the potential to get a nice fib run if we can break these resistance levels. So I really do like the look of ADA, and for that matter, if you're a long-term holder or want to start accumulating some mid to long-term holds, EOS, Ripple and ADA are in a very good position. They could quite easily go a little bit lower, but we're pretty much at all-time lows now, so you know, don't be one of those guys that look back and go, oh, I should have bought ADA at 1,000 sats. Here's your chance. Here's your chance if you're a mid to long-term holder, for sure. Tron's a bit the same actually. USD pair. Accumulation zone now broken above resistance. We want to pull back to support, break, retest, meet the EMAs, and up we go. Justin Sun's got announcements coming soon, may have an impact on price. Just got to be wary of a sharp move. This is a pretty good chart as well. Nice accumulation zone there before they released it, and away it went. Full retrace. Could get a fib run 0.38, 0.5 to meet up with this resistance level. So we're just meeting the daily 50 EMA here. Tron, the daily 50 EMA has been awesome dynamic support and resistance. Look how price has just tracked it, broken there, and then tracked it all the way down. Sideways accumulation. It's not valid, it just crosses, it's just choppy price action. And then once we broke up, tracked above the daily 50, broke it, now track down below. So if we can break it to the upside, we can track it all the way back up and chase it as far as it goes until the daily 50 breaks again. Very, very good long-term trade. So we've got a lot of potential on a lot of our BitMEX alts for long trades. So we've only got 1 month left on the quarterly contracts. So it may coincide nicely with the start of the next quarterly contracts where we can hold really long swing positions. So I'm ready for it. We've got to be prepared. We've just got to wait and see what Bitcoin does. Exciting times, but I really want Bitcoin to hurry up and make its move. And then I think once this parabolic move is finished and we get our pullback, Who knows where it's going to pull back to. I think then we find our first real major higher low. We've already got trend changes on all the time frames, but this will be a higher low on the monthly, and we're off then. Bottoms in, we can just go for it. Big opportunity here to change everybody's lives. We just have to position ourselves properly. We can turn a little bit of capital into a lot, as long as we utilize it and do it properly, do it safely. We've got a big opportunity here for all of us. So be prepared, be ready, but don't rush it. Just be wise with your placement and where you're putting your funds.